This is Rudo Radio coming to you from the 559.
Hello and welcome to Rudo Radio, SB Nation and Cage Side Seats, weekly wrestling podcast. I am Nick Bond, joined as ever by Mr. Mark Normandin. Mark, how are you?
So Tuesday was my 2-year wedding anniversary, and we went out without the baby, and had a really good time that involved multiple cocktails, and then the baby woke up about an hour and a half earlier than it usually does. Than she usually does. So yeah, that's just that little diversion threw me off and threw my brain off, and the wheels are not turning at full speed today, so let's talk about wrestling.
Yeah, because that's a low energy. That's a
Yeah, maybe I'll start getting excited when Nick says something bad.
How about something very good? Huh? Huh? How's that for a segue?
Well, depends on how good.
Brock versus Joe?
Oh, that's very good, yeah. Now I'm good. I'm fully energized. Holy shit.
Wow. Okay, so it wasn't Undertaker Brock, where it was, Superman and Black Adam or Wonder Woman trying to fight each other. It was a Batman versus Superman, but Joe really was the aggressor there, and it worked perfectly. Joe is the best. I know Paul Heyman says he's the worst case scenario, but he's the absolute best case scenario for Brock right now.
Oh, yeah, totally. I mean, we've already shown that this is not going to be a standard, we're not going right back to Brock just being suplex, done. Because the only people who have gotten any hits in on Brock that have angered him, even never mind hurt him, is Undertaker, Goldberg, and now Joe. That's it. Because it wasn't even clear if Roman Reigns caused damage to Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania or if it was just the ring post, which is inanimate, and Brock can hate it just like he can hate anything that's living, but not a wrestler.
Yeah. Joe represents not just, he's not just a good fit for him in terms of in the ring. Symbolically, he is also a really good fit for Brock in terms of getting the crowd behind a certain segment of the crowd behind Joe, as opposed to, I think Finn would be over against Brock, but he wouldn't be over the way that, Joe has cross appeal in a segment that Brock can have taken away from him, so there'll actually be a mix of reactions in the match. It won't just be Brock's kicking ass. It's we think Joe has a chance, because if we cheer loud enough and chant loud enough, something good will happen.
Yeah, I feel as much as I would love to see Balor Lesnar, that feels as the match goes on and Finn doesn't die, the crowd really gets behind him. But there's some real face and peril stuff going on there. To get to that point. Whereas Joe's using the weeks before Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view to, Great Balls of Fire. That thing looks like a dick.
It is a dick. It doesn't look like a dick. It's a dick.
Just a big old flaming dick. Anyways.
With hot balls.
This is all I can think of now. Great. I don't have the capacity to hold two thoughts at the same time. I can't put one on hold.
Let's go. Cars, ripping doors off cars, Brock.
I'm back. I'm back. Michael Cole, rest in peace. You left us your shoe. So, Joe's using these weeks before Great Balls of Fire to... That's a flaming dick. Damn it. It's a trap. Joe's using those intervening weeks before the next Raw pay-per-view workaround to...
What's the name of that one?
I think it's Bad Blood.
Well, it is syphilis, so yeah, your blood would be awful.
True. That's true. Chad, too bad blood. I was making a point somewhere. Anyway, Joe's a badass.
Yeah, I think that was your point. Brock also seems to get up for, like, he didn't give a shit about Dean Ambrose. Like, he wasn't...
I mean, that was clear based on the quality of the match they put on.
At any point, like, and I thought Ambrose did a really good job in the lead-up of just being like, I will keep coming at you until you've broken every bone in my body. That he had the thing where he's, like, screaming for Brock on the ground. It reminded me of the Deadpool scene where he's trying to fight Colossus and he keeps breaking his bones and he keeps coming at him. But, like, he really seems to, and more importantly, Paul Heyman seems to be really interested in this feud. I don't want to say they're hinting towards anything with Joe and Paul, but I like that he seems, like, Paul seems, he does the worried thing a lot, but this one seems more genuine than the others, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, he
makes him feel like a real threat to Brock.
Yeah, he didn't even seem worried about Goldberg until after, Goldberg literally hurt Lesnar when we found out that his ribs can break. So the fact that there's some, like, preemptive here, which I'm sure, being choked out and having Joe whisper how you're going to die in your ear has something to do with that, but...
Sweet nothings of death.
Telling him the date and the time and how it's going to happen. And Paul's just like, oh, fuck.
And, I mean, I really want Paul Heyman to move on from Brock, but I also don't want Brock to have no Paul Heyman. So I'm stuck in this weird place where I just want, after this match, for Brock to respect Samoa Joe so much they become best friends and are they're managed by Paul Heyman. Like, he adopts Samoa Joe. Because I assume he also adopted Brock Lesnar.
I think the best outcome for me, you have your family scenario. I have Brock loses to Joe, and he goes through the stages of grief overnight, but then the next night on Raw, he shows up with 2 Jimmy John sandwiches, and one of them's for Joe. And there's not even poison in it or anything. He's legitimately just, like, extending an olive branch, which is really like a foot-long sandwich.
See, here's my problem. Brock would not poison someone to death with a Jimmy John sandwich. He would beat them to death with the wrapped sandwich and then eat the sandwich. He would not waste a Jimmy John sandwich. That's insane.
Okay, he would throw out the sandwich that Paul Heyman poisoned. Get a second sandwich.
That's true. Paul Heyman would definitely poison a sandwich. You never know. Did you special? No, I just have one.
It's just been waiting. I didn't even do anything to it. It's just been in my bag for so long.
It would be really great if they turned this into the Kurt Angle Brock program angle, where they had them be like friendly rivals. Where they had Brock Angle gets Brock to do 300 push-ups, and Brock gets, like, messes with Angle when he's trying to talk to a girl, and he, like, pats him on the back, and she shoots milk all over her face. They do, but they're, like, respect each other's accomplishments, but still want to beat the other. And I think that could be a cool place. I would like to see Brock have not an ally, but someone who's, like, as much of a destroyer as him, and they just kind of appreciate and understand each other. Like Hulk and Thor. Where they're like, hey, we like hit it. Like, oh, it's my friend from work. That's what I want Brock to say. That's my friend from work.
Well, we knew what the fall. Wow, words tumbling out of my mouth. We know what the fallout would be. How they would, go back to being enemies instead of frenemies. It's when Samoa Joe goes and gets a sandwich for Brock, except there's vegetables in it.
Or he gets it from Subway. Could you imagine? He's like, no, Subway's great, man. They have the chicken teriyaki.
What do you think would be more insulting to Brock? A sandwich from Subway or a Jimmy John sandwich with vegetables in it?
I think the Subway sandwich, because I had never had Jimmy John's, but there's no yoga mat in the bread, I assume, and there is in Subway.
Here's the thing. The yoga mat really helps the bread.
Yeah, it used to taste way better when they still had it.
It's like when people say, "Oh man, what if Taco Bell has horse meat in it?" I'm like, apparently horse is amazing. So
When you will slather it in all of the sauces and spices.
who gives a shit?
And I can barely spell sodium at this point. My eyesight's so bad.
So potentially good news. Wow, if you guys don't like rumors, well, I don't know why you're listening to a wrestling podcast. Of course you like rumors, you weirdos. WWE is thinking about doing this for more than one match. Like, it won't just be at Great Balls of Fire. Which would suggest that Joe does not get squashed. Or
I don't think he's getting... There's no way he gets squashed.
Yeah, but that, the idea they're teasing doing more... I forget who reported it initially, because I just saw it in a rumor roundup, but the WWE's officials are apparently happy with how it started, and like if there's fan interest, they'll do more. So, which seems to be what they did with Goldberg. That was supposed to be a one-off.
Well, and I think that's the thing with Brock. Like, there's a pretty good chance Dean Ambrose would have had a bunch of matches with Brock if it would have worked at all. But Brock's a star that can carry somebody to the next level. I mean, he kind of did it with Roman Reigns. That WrestleMania match is great.
Oh, so good.
It's a really great, especially for a WrestleMania main event. It's very good. And I think that Brock, if he likes working with you, he will give part of his jetpack to you, and you can fly into space together.
Mm-hmm. And the other high point is, I saw Brandon Howard tweet this. So usually WWE has videos on YouTube, like, maybe a couple go over 1 million views the day after Raw. The Joe one had shot over 3 million views the next day. And as of this morning, last time I looked, it was approaching 5 million. It was at like 4.6 or 4.7. So fan interest might be there.
Yeah,
that or everyone skipped to watch the NBA Finals and then went and watched it. But either way, like, there's a lot there.
Yeah, because it didn't happen for the rest of the show, and here's why, Mark. It was fucking terrible.
Yeah, that's why we're not going to talk about the rest of the show.
It was awful.
We've already talked about how depressed Bayley is making me. Although I want to make
holy shit balls, dude. That was...
I do want to make one note about Bayley. So, I think it was 2 years ago in NXT, when Emma went back after her run on Raw, and she wasn't like Dark Emma yet. She was just kind of like nihilist Emma, and her character was like, I'm depressed about the state of things.
No more dancing.
Yeah. She interacted with Bayley, and it was just like...
Never gonna dance again. Careless Whisper, Guilty Feelings, Got No Rhythm.
Okay. Was that song in Deadpool? Is that why you just sang it?
I know the words because that's one of my favorite songs of all time, but I also
I was wondering if it was in your head because of that.
No.
Okay. Anyway,
I miss Emma's dance, is what I'm saying. I want her to go back to dancing Emma.
No, I want her to dance on.
I want John Cena to turn heel, and I want dancing Emma.
No,
I am the internet god.
This is terrible. Anyway, Emma went to NXT and was like, "Hi Bayley, I see that you're nice. Being nice won't work on Raw, by the way. It'll just make you cold and dead inside. Think about that.
You will die alone and scared."
So Emma was right.
Yeah, it's a hellhole. It's a goddamn hellhole. Also, okay, no, you know what we're going to talk a little bit about?
Samoa Joe kicking half the Raw roster at once and knocking them all down.
But also Noam Dar and Cedric Alexander. Cedric Alexander looked great. Noam Dar looked okay.
He wants to fuck that
Alicia
pizza.
Fox.
Noam Dar wants to fuck that pizza.
Oh, he wants to fuck that pizza so hard.
It'll burn. It'll burn, Noam.
No, he'll wait until it's cold. I'm sure.
Oh.
Though he's pretty young, so he's resilient. It'll bounce right back.
All right.
Said the match with the talking on the phone. I understand what they were doing. They took it way too far. If he gets in the ring and just puts the phone down, it's fine. But that went on for like 5 minutes longer than it needed to for no reason. It was an okay idea.
Yeah, probably, I don't know. It never should have, like, he should have probably been kicked immediately. Like, this should have been Daniel Bryan getting bro kicked on the outside.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that, there was no reason to set up any of it. Okay, and here's another thing. when is Bray Wyatt going to do anything? Ever?
I don't even want to talk about that. Who gives a shit?
This was such a bad episode of Raw.
Man, fuck it. Bray Wyatt, whatever. Let's talk about Money in the Bank.
Okay, but we should make an announcement. This is a big announcement. I'm really happy that I get to make it. I'm going
to do it. I'm going to give the announcement.
You're such a jerk.
This is what you get for bringing up Bray Wyatt.
All right, that's fair. That's fair.
Think about what you've done. What was the announcement?
We're not going to do predictions.
Oh, right. Hold on. We're not going to do predictions anymore. I remembered it. I said it.
Yeah, because we're really bad at them.
No, also, that's not why. It's because...
Oh.
Well,
I'm bad at them.
Well, yes. I just didn't want to be lumped in with you. So the truth of the matter is, there's a preview every other goddamn week, which is great as a consumer of the product. It is hell on podcast earth. So we're gonna spotlight a couple of things at each pay-per-view that we're really excited about, and we'll go into more detail about the pay-per-views themselves on the recap episodes, which are totally fine. But we looked at the calendar and we're like, hey, we want to do more like topic-focused stuff and have more guests, and realized that was literally never going to happen. We were gonna have four guests a year or something. So
we had 1 week in the next 3 months that wasn't booked before and after a pay-per-view, which I mentioned last week. And so going forward, the reviews will be the same. After, we'll talk the same way. But beforehand, we're mostly going to do spotlight stuff, like for Money in the Bank. Did you want to split the 2 Money in the Bank matches?
No, we can talk about them together.
Yeah.
You know why? Because we're fluid. Because we can afford to be now.
Yes, and. You were supposed to say something. That's how it works, right? I just say yes and to you, and then... No?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well... I think the Money in the Bank matches are interesting. I worry about the predictability of the women's match, because I think Carmella has to get it.
Here's the good thing. Randy Orton is not going to win the women's Money in the Bank match.
Oh, thank the Lord Jesus.
Yeah, that's great, right there. Sheamus isn't going to win it. These are all positives. So as predictable as it is, at least... Or as predictable as...
Why would you bring up Sheamus?
Oh, because Sheamus at that point, man, come on.
Greatest wrestler of our time. The best
Sheamus.
Irish wrestler ever. It's unequivocal.
Man, I love Sheamus, but that was not exciting. It's just because he was so tired of well, we're just getting a new wrestler in the old authority machine.
Did you think it was a shameful thing?
Man, I talk about this with my wife all the time. Isn't it great that he doesn't have that music anymore that says shameful 2 fucking words into it?
It's a shameful thing.
Yeah.
Something, careless man wind up dead. That's the next line.
Something about a lobster?
Yeah, lobsters are involved.
Yeah.
Prominently, actually.
Yeah. So...
Like that commercial, the Snickers commercial, where he's tan, but it's makeup done by a 5-year-old tan or sunburn. Right, so Money in the Bank.
We got
the matches.
Off track. See, this is why we're not doing previews anymore, so that we can bring you wonderful content like this.
Deep cut Sheamus reference.
So yeah, it feels like Carmella's going to win. On to the next match. No, I don't know if anyone else makes sense. Charlotte doesn't need it, especially if she's a face. Becky definitely doesn't need it. Because here's
the one thing that I'd be okay with. The one way I could see them having somebody else win is if, I can't believe I'm saying this, Naomi loses her match to Lana.
Yeah.
And they have the person cash in immediately that night.
Yeah, I could see that. Feels like you're robbing Money in the Bank of its potential. You're just immediately getting rid of that storyline if you do that. Because it's something they've never done before. They've never been able to explore this territory, and now you're saying, "Oh, we have to wait till next year to ever do that."
They've had 2 briefcases before, though, right? At the same time, the blue and the red ones, right?
Yeah. I'm just saying it would be weird to make that decision with the women's briefcase just because it's the first time. And
I agree. I was trying to think if they've ever done multiple storylines. They definitely had. I just had to register it out loud.
Well, what was the last time they did 2? Not the last time they did 2, but the last one I remember with Cena and Ziggler had his forever, and Cena was like, I will show up at your house at this time. Let me pull it on your calendar.
Mister.
Good sir, I wish to engage in championship combat.
But then at the beginning of the match, he disappeared by waving his hands in front of his face, which I think is very cheap.
Well, when you've got the power. So yeah, I think it's Carmella in part because the briefcase is at its best when it is helping to make someone. Carmella is definitely not made yet. Like, she has the abilities. She definitely has the tools. I don't think the crowd is quite there with her yet. I mean, there's a reason she's paired with James Ellsworth, because he is a heat magnet. And he's been great for that, and helping get reactions while Carmella's on in the ring on stage, because you don't want silence when one of your promising heels is around. So giving her the briefcase and having her cash in on a popular, well-liked champion at some point will be great. And having her make James Ellsworth carry the briefcase around for months will also be great.
Yeah, he's going to get murdered with that thing.
It's going to be so. Becky Lynch is going to kick that thing into his face on a number of occasions.
So hard. So I think that I could see Becky winning and then turning heel with it. That's the other thing I could see happening.
I could see that too. Which will confuse the issue for Charlotte, or have Charlotte turn heel, and then all of a sudden Naomi is on an island. I know you want kind of like a balance of heels and faces, but it would be fascinating if pretty much everyone was against the one face.
And they were all the welcoming committee the entire time?
No, not that. I don't necessarily want them to all be in cahoots. I would still like Charlotte to be like, you are the dirt beneath my feet to the welcoming committee, but she's like, you are not at a high enough heel level for me. Only Becky is that evil.
For the men, I don't care who wins. What you have more things to say?
I still have more things to say.
There's only like 5 people in this match.
Yeah, I haven't talked
There's like 12 people in the other match.
Yeah, hold on. Gosh. We've got so much time because we're not doing previews anymore. See how it's already
getting up? 2 hours into a 3-hour show. The whole world is our oyster, man.
So I don't think Natalya would work for it, obviously, because she's the heel leader of the welcoming committee. But I think there's more intrigue in letting Carmella win, because it probably makes Natalya uneasy, and like uneasy Natalya, who is worried about what other people think of her, is really one of her best forms.
Way better than farting Natalya.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Farting Natalya
got like a notch.
Farting Natalya got referenced on Total Divas recently. Oh, I don't remember how recently because we're a few episodes behind, but Eva Marie was apparently complaining about the gimmick that she had where she doesn't actually wrestle. She just, kept having excuses, and she's like, I want to wrestle. I went back to NXT to figure out how to wrestle, so, like, yeah, people are reacting, but this is dumb. And Natalya was pretty much like, they used to make me fart.
They did. It was terrible.
So,
I've hated her ever since.
Yeah, it did some real lasting damage to Natalya. Yeah, that got Eva Marie's attention, though, because she was like, oh, yeah, they don't have me doing that.
They don't have me farting at any point.
So then she was okay with it. So yeah, I think Natalya being nervous about Carmella and feeling like she's missed out on an opportunity she deserves because of Carmella and probably James Ellsworth is fun. The welcoming committee is good, and I like having the stable, but they should be a little more vulnerable, at least with each other. And I really don't think Tamina works with it. But
she's terrible.
Hey, she's a
very bad wrestler.
The kick she's using now is such a better option for her than the splash. That kick looks dope. The
tumble off of the top rope thing that she used to do. Yeah, I'm falling.
It's not a great splash, but God, ever since the Japan triple threat, I feel like they've been saying, you know what, don't use the splash. So she's been
also, I mean, like, your dad murdered someone.
Well, yeah.
So maybe don't honor him in any way? Could we do that? Could we not honor him in any way? We will post on his website that he died. on our website that he died, and that is it. Is that cool with everybody going forward? Also, no splashes. Okay, Tamina?
Yeah,
no good memories.
Plus, other people are doing better splashes anyway. So
yeah, gross. Yours is terrible.
Now I'm ready to talk about the men.
The boys with a Z.
They're back in town. They're ready to crack open a cold one with the boys.
Kevin Owens, AJ Styles, Baron Corbin, Sami Zayn, Dolph Ziggler.
Oh, okay. I was like, you're leaving someone out, and then I realized I would leave someone out.
And Shinsuke Nakamura, which is great, but fuck Dolph Ziggler.
It's okay. He's not going to win.
I want him to fall off 100 ladders through another 100 ladders.
I mean, that's what's going to happen.
He is just... You know when you get dog crap stuck in your shoe?
In the shoe?
Like on in the crevices of the bottom of your sneaker.
Oh, like on the bottom within. Yeah. You really have to worry there for a second. Like you step on dog shit and you're like, well, this is terrible. And then you put your foot inside of a shoe.
Oh, God, that'd be awful.
Yeah. How am I going to get this off my sock? I know.
Lick it.
Okay.
You have to poke it with a stick to get it off. And, like, that process you have to go through where you're, like, angry at yourself for not seeing the shit and now having to deal with, like, the direct evidence of your mistake. That's what I feel like every time I watch Dolph Ziggler match. Is that process of just digging shit. Like, I was such a shitty wrestling fan when I was younger, and I used to love Dolph Ziggler. He's so bad. He's the worst. He is the mistake I made. I just didn't see the dog shit. And then I was like, this guy knows how to sell. He knows how to sell the way a dead fish knows how to be dead. It's not impressive. It's just kind of flopping around there.
Oh, man.
I fucking hate him so much.
So you think he's going to win?
I will quit the show if he wins.
He's not going to win. Don't worry. He is not going to win.
Are you sure? Because I feel like...
I have some good news, though. I know Dolph Ziggler's getting you down, so I have some good news. Randy Orton is not going to win the men's Money in the Bank match.
Thank you. That makes me feel so much better. Like,
you know who else isn't going to win?
Tamina not winning was good, but like if she won, I wouldn't be upset. If Randy Orton won, I think I might move to Canada. Like, I'd be done. I would just
they still have Randy Orton and WWE in Canada, right?
But I'd get to be in a place filled with love and handsome presidents or whatever Justin Trudeau is.
Prime Minister.
Heard it both ways. I want Sami Zayn to win.
Well, the way to set yourself up for disappointment, buddy.
I think either Baron Corbin or Nakamura is going to win.
That's
in
what
terms
I
of
bet.
like what makes the most sense for me in terms of a viewer. Less so than like I'm saying this is gonna. It just like that seems to be not where they're going, but like who they've established. Because Money in the Bank isn't a match you can predict in any way to begin with. Because literally anybody could win it because of what it means. Like if Fandango was in this match, he's the type of person that could win it.
If only. We'll have more to talk about Fandango after.
Yeah.
It feels like Corbin is going to be the guy, because Corbin's taken the most pins pretty much since he was announced to be in the match, right?
I would assume, but I guess what I'm saying is I don't even feel like that's... To me, Money in the Bank matches are, do you have a title? If you have a title, you basically can't win the Money in the Bank match. So, like, Kevin Owens is out. Are you feuding for that title? Yes. So, AJ Styles is out. So that leaves, like, the rest of the people. Dolph Ziggler can go fuck himself. I swear to the Lord Jesus if he wins. And so that leaves basically Shinsuke, Baron, and Sammy is the three people who have a real chance, I feel like.
Didn't The Miz win Money in the Bank when he was United States champion?
Yes.
He did.
But, and here's the thing.
He lost it so that he could move on to a WWE World Championship feud.
Here's the thing. The Miz is the greatest wrestler of all time. Obviously, he could do both.
Okay, that's true. But I mean, Kevin Owens is pretty great.
He is pretty great. But I don't know that for sure, and I don't think they would do it again. I just don't, because Kevin Owens isn't the Miz. He's not a chicken shit heel. He's he is a dirty, dastardly person, and he will beg off and stuff like that, but he will actually also just beat you to death. Miz won't do that. I could
see Owens spending months hurting someone with the case. Yeah. Without ever cashing, and not even in a chicken shit way, just be like, no, I'm literally going to make you hate your existence as champion. And then I finally will cash in at the exact moment that you give up.
Yeah, he's a murderer who wears your skin as an outfit.
Yeah.
The Miz is like a guy who gets you into a Ponzi scheme. They're both equally terrible, to be clear.
And by terrible, we mean
morally reprehensible.
Also, yes. I don't think Owens is going to win. But I just had to, glory to Miz.
But, and I think it's about power levels. So, like, Baron, not in, like, the Marvel, now he's at a level 100, but I mean just, like, who they've established. Baron is bigger and stronger and meaner than Sammy. So the question becomes, like, is Baron bigger and meaner than Shinsuke?
He's bigger and meaner than everyone. I think the most important Baron Corbin lesson we've ever learned is that Baron Corbin is not good at wrestling. Baron Corbin is good at kicking the shit out of you. So whenever, like, Baron Corbin gets rolled up out of nowhere so much because it's like, oh no, wrestling is happening to me. And he loses in those situations.
What's this, a schoolboy?
Yeah, these are the situations that Baron Corbin loses in all the time. And that's why, like, he lost to these indie guys because they know all these wrestling tricks. But what always happens? Baron Corbin grabs them by the back of the neck after, beats the memory of that match out of them, and then, like, everyone is afraid of him. So in a match where, like, it doesn't matter if he gets a haluva kick to the face and gets pinned, because there's no pin. So once he wakes up from that, he's going to lift the ladder with Sami Zayn on it and swing it at someone. Baron Corbin's a great choice to win a Money in the Bank match because he doesn't have to be good at wrestling. He just has to be big and mean, like you said.
And that also makes it so he doesn't have to win a wrestling match, he just has to beat you for the title.
Yeah. Once he has laid everyone out and, taken a quick breath, he'll just climb the ladder and take it down.
Yeah, the only thing I could think of is Nakamura getting it and being like, I want the champion at July 4th, something like that. Or keeping it until WrestleMania and be like, I want a main event WrestleMania. I think they were going to, if they're going to do something, if Nakamura wins, I feel like it would be very gimmicky.
If Nakamura wins, imagine he'd cash in almost immediately with the idea being, like, he could say, like, he wants the main event WrestleMania, and that's why he's going to win right now. Then he's going to hold on to it, because the good guys are all...
Are they going to make him a heel? Because, like, I feel like it's a heel thing to do. Like, the face, you kind of have to present your challenge, it as like a ticket for a challenge.
Oh, I didn't mean he was going to do it, like, right after Jinder beats Orton or something.
Oh, okay.
I just mean, like, he will make his intentions known, like, with the briefcase.
During a promo, he'll come down and be like, listen, we're having a match.
Yeah, like, it's like, you got your gear on, good, you're good to go, let's do it.
Let's do it! And then he does the come at me thing, and then,
But I feel like Nakamura's going to get a championship shot outside of the Money in the Bank briefcase. So, I mean, they've had him talking a lot lately, having him on Talking Smack, having him do interviews, having him, in segments, and it gets me thinking. Champions do a lot of talking, not just on the show, but, like, they're on the news circuit, they're doing interviews.
And I think it's important for them, this is going to sound a little douchey, as a public company, to have a big Japanese star and let him speak, and not speak for him. Like, it is an important thing for them to do as a company, like, completely separate from whether or not it's good for him in storyline. Like, it's a smart move to be like, no, we're no longer the place that lets other people speak for the people who are not Anglo-Saxon. Like,
Yeah.
like, which is for a really long time, every person that wasn't a white wrestler had a mouthpiece, basically. It was insane. Unless you were, like, Junkyard Dog and Coco Beware were the only ones that, like, were allowed to talk, but didn't have a mouthpiece. It was really just, it's a really big thing. Like, I was watching WrestleMania 7, I think it was, and they have Regis Philbin interviewed the Orient Express, and which, great name, and he is literally just naming Japanese car companies to them, and they're just recognizing the words and smiling. That's the entire interview. And it's, like, not even meant to be offensive. It's, like, in the context of the time, it's completely harmless, and it's kind of funny because, like, it's Regis Philbin and he's selling it. But, like, you're just like, Jesus Christ, how bad it's, like, not Samba Simba bad, but it's bad.
Yeah, man. You just think of all that stuff, and it's like, I really hope we don't have to go through any of that again. It feels like they're doing a good job. I mean, they let Tommy talk, too.
Yeah, they no longer seem afraid of letting people who aren't the best talkers talk, as long as they are like, he's an articulate, he's not dumb. Like, don't let idiots talk, but they'll let someone who is English is their second language, but they, like, are a smart person. They will let them speak with the understanding that, like, they're going to say something interesting or, like, that makes sense. They're not just going to babble on for 20 minutes like some people do. Mark, sorry. Head phlegm.
It's weird, since I was waiting for you to wrap it up. Sorry, no one could see, but I was sipping some water.
Oh, we heard it though. So
yeah, no, it needed to be there. I don't have any tea on me right now, so. But yeah, Baron Corbin. He's big and mean, and no one can roll him up in this match, which means he's invincible.
No roll. Go back up to roll-up school.
I just want him to push Nakamura off the top of the ladder and say, go back to Dragon Gate. That's all I want. Baron, if you're listening, big banter, big breakfast. Undertaker.
That's what it'll say on his tombstone.
Also, if he could do a tombstone to someone in this match, that would be great too.
Oh, that automatically, like, he'll just instantly, like, the hat, boots, and jacket that the Undertaker left in the ring will instantly, like, be added to his entrance gear. Like, what is that how it would work?
I think so. But hold on. Did he learn the tombstone from his dad, or did he learn it from his uncle?
His uncle is running for mayor in Tennessee, so probably his dad.
You don't know that.
No, Glenn Jacobs is running for mayor. I think he has a great chance. He seems to have a really good economic plan for Southeast Tennessee. He has my vote.
You don't live in Tennessee and therefore cannot vote.
I would never vote. Never mind.
Yeah. Let's not.
I would never vote for a wrestler unless it was Jesse Ventura, because that guy is hilarious.
What if John Cena and The Rock both run for president and oppose each other, and those are your only two options?
I'm already in Canada at that point.
Really?
I moved to Canada because I forgot who won, but somebody won way back when we were talking.
I think John Cena could defeat ISIS by himself. So
with an attitude adjustment?
Yeah, he would absolutely adjust their attitude. I think he would challenge their leader to single combat. Like a man, he would
last man standing match.
Yeah, he would do weird
his
Photoshop.
Specialty.
Actually, you know what? He wouldn't want to face one person. He would suggest that, but then ISIS would go after John Cena with the full might of their forces. But what they don't know is that really stacked the odds against John Cena, and now he literally is invulnerable to bullets.
Yeah, the more the odds are stacked, the stronger he gets.
Yeah, so they don't know. So yeah, John Cena, I think.
John Cena in the 2024 election, is that what you're saying?
I mean, if it comes down to Cena versus Rock, Ship
it.
You gotta make peace. that this is going to happen. So
ship it. So you think Baron Corbin's going to win, and you think Carmella's going to win. Thanks for predicting on our No Prediction show. That was great.
No, we're not predicting the rest of the matches. Jesus, keep up, Nick.
What's going to be the better title match, do you think? Or what do you think is going to be the best title match? I don't think there's any... the reason I say better instead of best is because there's no fucking way that the women's title match is going to be as good as the Usos and New Day and Jinder and Orton. Not because they're not it couldn't be a good match, but like Usos and New Day is going to be lit.
Yeah, but
day one is lit.
Do we think Lana is worse at wrestling than Jinder Mahal?
Yes, I think that Lana is worse at wrestling than Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal was like a working wrestler for like 10 years. She's had like 2 matches.
Jesus Christ. Tell people he's been at it for that long.
Listen, he is growing into his body.
Oh, man. I mean, I'm fine with Jinder as champ. I think it's great for a lot of reasons, but I'm also not one of those people who thinks the best wrestler should be the champ, like...
But what I'm saying, I'm not saying that. Yeah. I'm saying specifically for this match, I think who the best wrestlers are does play more of a role than whether or not they're good champions. Like, Lana is probably not going to put on a 5-star match. If she does, God bless her.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't see it happening.
I think she'll be fine. I assume both of them are going to have some fuckery, I would guess.
Ass ton of fuckery. Ass ton.
I assume Rusev gets involved. I don't know if he will succeed, but...
Will he be a player, or will he just crush a lot?
Both.
Crush a lot. Cool.
Probably both. I mean, don't limit him.
There are no limits. I know it's not the right.
Yeah, it's not the right... I was thinking No Limit Soldier reference as well, but I was like, no.
I don't even know what label Big Pun was on. R.I.P. Big Pun.
Yeah, that's the thing, so... Ruined it for me too, guy. But we were on the same page.
So you think Jinder is hindered by his complete lack of wrestling talent? Is what it sounds like you're saying.
I didn't say complete lack. I think that he is a perfectly.
You think he's worse than Naomi? Not Naomi, Lana. He's definitely worse than Naomi.
Yeah, he's definitely worse.
Everyone's worse than Naomi. She might be the best person on this card.
No, I think he's a perfectly cromulent wrestler, and I don't know. Maybe Lana.
And you think Lana is perfectly cromulent?
She might be by the definition of that word.
My hatred for you is so embiggened right now. I cannot even.
Lana.
You want to know a secret? I've never seen that episode because I hate The Simpsons.
In conclusion, Lana is a land of contrast. Rusev feels like he comes back. Feels like this is the moment. Unless WWE is still mad about him cutting his hair or whatever, and like he literally can't come back until his hair grows. Which every time I think about that, I think about the 30 Rock episode where Tracy asked Jenna if she can grow her hair back quickly, and she's like, "Do you have access to horse semen?" You know I do.
30 Rock, my top sitcom of all time.
It's a good one.
I want to go to there.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't see Lana winning. I see this as the big stage version of the Eva Marie match against Bayley from NXT.
Okay, that's great. That's what I think which was a perfectly cromulent match.
Yeah, she'll get opportunities to win, and it'll really look like she's going to win at various moments, but not entirely just like out of her, not just her doing that makes it that way. Mm-hmm. I think they both look better coming out because even if Lana looks like she needs to cheat to win, she's aware of how to cheat and like she's capable, and that helps. And Naomi was able to like fight off an actual opponent who's using dirty tricks, which is a great setup into months of dealing with someone with a Money in the Bank briefcase too.
So, are we? I guess we're both in agreement then that the Usos New Day is going to be the best championship match out of the 3.
I'm refusing to reference that match because I feel like that's every match on the card, and then we would have just gone and predicted shit.
It's a very small card, to be fair to them.
Yeah, it's only 5 matches, right?
Yeah, I am disappointed. I will say this about the match. I am disappointed that they couldn't figure out a way to make this a ladder match for the tag titles between.
Too many ladder matches.
You gotta have. It's only this pay-per-view should only be ladder matches.
No, they can do a table. They can do a ladder match at the. They have TLC.
Night of Champions of Ladders.
They can do a
Ladders of Champions. Call it Ladders of Champions.
No, let's not do that. Let's not do any of that.
It's a great idea. I'm now the president of WWE.
Good luck.
Yeah, I'm number one. So you don't want to touch Usos New Day. You don't want to go near it.
No, we talked about the matches we're going to talk about. It's over.
Okay.
It's over. We'll talk about the rest next week. In recap mode.
I still don't know what to talk about. Yeah, I was going to say. You said you wanted to talk about a match I have not seen because I'm a bad person.
So the Fashion Police are definitely being attacked by American Alpha, right?
That's no. You didn't want to talk about the.
I will. I told you, not yet. All the people heard it, Nick.
I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about American Alpha being jerks.
Yeah, they're jerks now. They're jerks.
I am not ready, willing, nor am I able to talk about that.
I get it. That's their thing.
They're going to get rid of that, and Jason Jordan's just not going to be my hero, my inspiration, my favorite wrestler.
It's okay.
He's going to be a jerk with a jerk tag team partner.
Okay, what if American Alpha gets to face New Day at some point?
That'd be terrible, because one of them would be a jerk, and I don't like jerks.
Just one of them?
I'd like 2, maybe 3.
5
Possibly all 5.
Yeah. I mean, they're the ones, right? Because the only other tag team on the show is
the Ascension.
And they're probably not...
To be fair, I'm pretty sure that the Fashion Police found the Ascension masturbating in that closet that one time.
That's normal.
I know you work from home, but...
No! Damn it.
Burned. You burnt.
It's just weird.
Well, I mean, that's what they were doing. They were screaming at the top of their lungs while, like, one of them was kneeling and the other one was standing, I'm pretty sure. Just like... like
see, now I want to make another Simpsons reference, but since you hate the show so much...
It's the worst. It's worse than Final Fantasy VII.
No, it's not.
All right, we're agree to disagree.
This is not that's okay. It's not a Simpsons podcast. So yeah, it's the American Alpha, right? Like there is no other conclusion.
Unless somebody's lying.
No one would ever lie. What are you talking about?
It's wrestling. They're not allowed. You're right.
Here's the thing, too. It's not lying. We're talking about real. They're expert investigators. The Fashion Police. So they concluded that the Colognes were not the people who did it. So I think we can believe them. They had boxes of evidence on the Usos. They've been keeping tabs on them. They've got all these resources at their disposal. And plus, one of the stick figures was a little taller than the other one.
How much taller? Like, do you think they did a proportion?
Well, it was a quick sketch. They were a little hurried because Breeze was injured and all, but they said greasy hair, which
could be the Ascension.
It could also be Gable.
So you know what? I'm gonna have to stop you there. I don't feel comfortable going into this investigation any further. I don't think we should comment on it any further. It's an open investigation.
No, I think we can comment on it.
I'm going to plead the 5th.
Okay, well, I'm just going to keep talking.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5th.
Yeah, it was definitely American Alpha.
Yeah, I hope so. I do, because they were pretty dog shit.
Yeah, they need direction. And like, as much as I love them as faces, they were kind of goofy NXT faces. And when that shit doesn't translate, like, you have to change direction.
Yeah, that shit either hits or it doesn't. Don't talk about Bailey anymore, please. It's just sad. It's like It's like a horse. It's like Barbaro when they had the broken leg, and you're just like, oh, we're gonna have to put that horse down.
Oh.
And then you think it's gonna live, and it doesn't.
I don't want anyone to kill Bailey.
Updating. Oh, just her career and her dream, not her life. You don't have to murder Bailey's life. Just her career.
Just like her soul and everything that she represents.
Yeah, her life's work. Just take it away from her. Do it.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
Do
now.
it.
She needs a change.
We're such terrible
people. Don't blame me. I'm not the one who sucks.
There was one other thing you wanted to talk about before we went, which was Okada versus Omega, which is a match I did not watch because I am a piece of shit.
Yes.
Because I am very free these days. So, like, I have plenty of time to watch this shit. I just did not.
It is great. I don't know if New Japan's put it up on YouTube. Sometimes they do that with some of their matches.
I have New Japan Pro World. Nope. Like, I'm a monster.
Nick, go watch it. It's the last match. It is forever taking in the best possible way. It was great. I really liked Kenny Omega versus...
Does Kenny Omega play the character he plays on Up, Up, Down, Down?
What?
Up, Up, Down, Down. Xavier Woods' hit video game channel?
Yeah.
Does Kenny Omega is on... Yeah. Oh, totally. 100%.
How
are you not...
I honestly don't know if you're fucking with me, because I haven't...
Oh, no. He absolutely is. You should watch it more. Okay. It's really fantastic. He came. They were best friends. They played Street Fighter, I think. And I'm pretty sure he lost to... Yeah.
I mean, he's still making, like, Street Fighter references and shit in his matches, yes. So the match was great. Everyone should watch it. I don't even necessarily need to, like, talk about the details. I just find it interesting. So New Japan... Nick, can I spoil the result for you? Do you know the result?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So, hey, if anyone wants to not know what the result is, you should probably stop the podcast now.
Okay, it's done.
Yeah.
We're good. It's done.
So they wrestled to a time limit draw. And it's absurd. And knowing that, like, takes nothing away from the match, believe me. So.
How long is the match?
60 minutes.
Oh, Jesus, Lord Christ almighty.
It's fucking awesome. But the thing that's weird is the follow-up, which is New Japan's doing shows in Long Beach, I think in July, and Cody Rhodes is getting a shot at the IWGP Championship against Okada, even though these dudes just wrestled to a draw. And what's fascinating about that is that, fans are booing Cody Rhodes and the Bullet Club, but they're cheering Omega and the Young Bucks, who are the Elite, which is like a stable within a stable. Weird thing here. The Elite are like the elite of the Bullet Club. See how that works? Wordplay.
I don't think that's wordplay. I just think that's naming a thing it is.
So, it feels like Cody tried to throw in the towel for Omega during this match, by the way, as well.
Dissension.
Yeah. So, maybe we'll get a split, like an actual split.
Oh, like a worse version of the Wolfpack?
No, like a better version.
Oh, you're such a... first of all, Sting. Second of all, Luger. Second of all, third of all, Sting and Luger.
Sting following Luger has never been a good thing for Sting, and this was one of those instances.
They were tag team champions. They had the one kind of okay match at Uncensored 96.
Sure, but what happens every time Sting follows Luger around?
He is rewarded with the title and a lifelong best friend.
No. Also, the red face paint just doesn't. It's not.
Get out. You know what? As somebody who had 3 separate Wolfpack shirts, I hate your guts.
Jesus, Nick.
I was part of the Wolfpack.
Whew.
Let me speak on this. Odelay.
Okay, so Nick has some things to work through. However...
Me just waking up in the middle of the night and screaming Conan catchphrases? Yes, I agree. Let me speak on this! Kate's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, I don't know. I was watching Lucha Underground and my wires got crossed.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I need to watch more New Japan in general. Because
So do I, because I'm a dipshit.
New Japan World. I got a Chromecast basically specifically to watch it on my television.
And I have Apple TV, so I can just play it on the TV. I'm just
Nick,
worst person.
After we finish this, just go watch it.
I don't. It's gross. I don't like it.
It will take an hour of your time, but also
it's so great. Long. I can make a sandwich in that time.
So I was talking to some of the Cage-Siders the other day, and it feels like Cody Rhodes is going to end up being like indie Roman Reigns in the terms of like he is everywhere all the time, and people are already like feeling backlash about it. Which, since he's a heel, not necessarily a bad thing, especially if he's a heel who happens to like win IWGP Championship from Okada. It will be fascinating.
Does he ever come back?
Rhodes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
Like, it's weird because Dusty Rhodes, the wrestler, is really maligned in WWE, but Dusty Rhodes, the performer and person, is like the most revered person since Andre the Giant. Like, he is beloved by pretty much everyone from beginning to end, except for maybe Vince. Like, it's weird. Do they want him back? Because they wanted him just to be Stardust. And it's like, it just seems weird to me that, like, do they not recognize the star he is? Do they not, does creative have nothing for him? I don't understand why Cody Rhodes never worked. And I'm interested to see if they end up bringing him back as like a Drew McIntyre on steroids kind of thing. Not on literal steroids.
I will say, and I say this as a Cody Rhodes fan. Like, long-time Cody Rhodes fan. Always wanted him to get
first time, long time.
In WWE, all that stuff. I don't think he's turned a corner on the indies in a way that would, like, interest WWE.
He's not popular enough, or...
He's kind of going with that generic, like, WWE didn't use me right, and now I'm on the indies, and I can do anything I want. And then, like, a bunch of mediocre stuff happens. So it's not... Like, he's better than that, and maybe this is the story, finally, that will launch him. Because, I mean, I don't want to rip on him too hard, because also, like, he's been working on Impact and Ring of Honor and all these places, and, like, you know, how often do we talk about how, like, amazing their creative is? So...
All the time. It's an amazing thing.
Obviously, that's what this podcast is about entirely.
We were actually going to rename it Total Nonstop Action.
I think that's taken.
Who would be dumb enough to name something involved with wrestling Total Nonstop Action?
Jeff
that
Jarrett.
Was the whole... Oh.
Yeah. You just walked right into that one, huh?
Yeah, who knew? Not Mongo McMichael, I'll tell you that much. Ha-cha-cha!
I love going... Brandon Stroud's doing all those retro WCW reviews, and for like 6 months now, it's just been shows about, like, Jeff Jarrett cucking Mongo.
Or as Brandon Stroud puts it, as the Halliburton turns.
Yes, it's incredible. It's so great because I don't have to go back and necessarily watch all of WCW on the network. But I do, I do pick out episodes where I'm like, oh, I really want to see how terrible this thing is.
As terrible as you could possibly imagine.
Yeah, I lost track of where I was. But anyway, I don't think WWE's seen enough from Cody for them to go like, oh, that was a huge mistake.
Oh, no, I just mean in general. Do you think he comes back, and do you think he comes back... Like, or do you think he's just a guy, like, I don't think CM Punk's ever coming back, honestly, to wrestle.
No, I don't. I would say at this point, WWE doesn't have... Like, he hasn't done enough as Cody Rhodes on the indies to make them think any differently about, like,
do you
what
think
the
he has
situation
potential
was.
to at some point in the next...
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, 5-10 years. I'm saying permanently ever coming back.
Nick, I am trying to get there.
I need to know now.
It's going to take me 5 to 10 years.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I think this story, if they're going in this direction in New Japan, with, like, what if Cody ends up as the head of the Bullet Club because the Elite split off? Like, that's Cody's opportunity to really do something and show people that, like, yeah, Cody Rhodes is who I am, and you should have had Cody Rhodes be this heel or this face, or, like, not Stardust.
Let me speak on this.
Uh-huh.
I love Cody Rhodes, and I think he can do anything. I thought he should have been champion, or they should have pushed him towards a feud alone with Randy after Legacy split. I think they completely screwed over both of them and completely blew up what was a very good stable for no really good reason. And I think that a lot of the stuff that happened after Cody's dad died made it so he is not happy with them. I wonder if he's ever going to come back, whether or not he becomes the greatest independent wrestler of all time. Like, I genuinely don't know.
Yeah. He has talked about he knows exactly when he wants to retire, too. And it doesn't seem like he wants to be a wrestler who's, like... I mean, was the number 40, maybe? Like, he'll be done when he's done. Because I think he wants to live the rest of his life. I mean, he's got an older brother who's still wrestling and is away from his family all the time. And, he's away from Dusty all the time. So, maybe he doesn't want to continue that. But, yeah, so who knows? Maybe he'll retire in WWE at the end. So they can do one of those big send-offs where everyone pretends that everything was okay. Or maybe everything is okay. And, it's just disagreement, like creative disagreement. And Cody was like, okay, I'm going to go, like...
Be me, but not me. I'm going to be Cody, just Cody, not Cody Rhodes.
They did call him Cody Rhodes on the English commentary of New Japan, and I wonder if that's I wonder if that's because it's in Japan. Like, it's possible he just can't be Cody Rhodes, in North America.
That's my assumption.
Because that's how most of these things work. It's like why Puma's in New Japan. Not Puma. Ricochet's in New Japan, even though, he can't really do anything.
And in the States or anywhere,
yeah.
Yeah. So where can they find you on the internet, Mark?
They can find me on Twitter at Mark_Normandin. That's Mark with a C. You can find my wrestling writing at CagesideSeats.com. They can also find my wrestling writing this weekend, since there's a pay-per-view, at SBNation.com/wrestling. We'll be doing live coverage of Money in the Bank. We're not just doing, recap and preview. We'll actually do, live results posts and be, hoping really cool stuff happens that we can write about and get page views for and, work stuff.
Woo! Spring break.
Woo! Yeah!
You can find me on Twitter at TheNixter. That's THEN1CKSTER. You ain't got shit on me, Asuka.
Oh, my God.
I said it.
Asuka, I just want you to know, I had nothing to do with this.
Mark
I've warned him
pushed me to
times.
say that.
Nope. Did not happen.
I am going to hold him in front of me when you come after me.
No one will believe that, because when have I ever...
he is Elizabeth and I am Randy Savage. Or he is Maurice and I am The Miz.
Watch the tapes, Asuka.
I'm The Miz. You can check us out at soundcloud.com/Rudo Radio. That's RUDORADIO. And you can also rate, review, and subscribe to us on iTunes. Mark, do you have a review?
Nick signed his death wish.
That's dark, but I'll take it.
Well, when he signed it.
I guess if there's nothing left to say for the rest of my life, the only thing left to say is bye!